Hey guys, back in the garage again. Well, it's Friday. Hope you had a great week. Happy Friday. Don't forget, at the end of this video, after the car show, I'll let you guys know who won that half-inch impact gun. Okay. So today, game plan. It's not going to be a long day, but we're going to have a busy day, I think, because we have to take a ride over to Joe's to go check out Lucky. I know the car's all jammed out, so I want to just go check it out. And that car will be painted. He asked me, he's like, Al, I could paint the car, the beginning of next week, and that car will be ready to go probably Thursday or so. And I said, that's great. I could try to pick the car up Friday because I have to do it with my son. I can't do it by myself. So if not, I'll pick it up the following Monday. So I just want to keep you posted on what's going on with Lucky. Lucky will be back uh, probably the end of next week or probably Monday, the following week. Right around there. And then we can start putting that car together so Glenn could finally get his car back and start enjoying it, for whatever few days that we have left. But we have a little bit of work to do on it. It's nothing crazy. That car should be a nice put together. Fingers crossed. I should have never said it, but it should be okay. And another game plan, what I want to do for next week is I want to get this car on the road. I got to get the new tires for it so we can start driving it around. And that's pretty much it. So it's going to kind of free up some space here so we can get Lucky either on the lift or we can get Patches up on the lift to finish whatever we need to finish up on either car. Or we can switch them around. It's not a big deal. And there's another thing. I don't know if you guys remember that that 68 Plymouth Fury Sport that Joe's got over there. He was waiting on some chrome trim and everything. And he touched base with me the other day. He's like, the chrome trim is in. And, if you don't mind, if you could stop in whenever you have time. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a few hours here, a few hours there. I went there yesterday. I was only there for about an hour. I put a little piece of chrome trim on the back, but I'll show you later. I'll show you how that car is coming out. Hopefully we'll have the rest of the trim on or whatever else he's got left. I think he has the front bumper too, so we can get the front bumper on. A couple of things here and there that we got to do. So that's the car that, we're working on. I know when you say, I know when I say we, you guys look at each other like you're working on that car. We're Chevy guys. But you know me, I work on anything and I don't really care. To me, it's just, it's like soup. Different ingredients make a good soup. So that's how I am with cars. Different cars make a good hobby, I guess. I don't know. But what I want to do before we go over to Joe's, I want to hit this again because you can see I went real light with it. So I want to hit it again, knock it down, come down over here and down over there. I want to knock that down. And if we get that done, what else over here, what I want to do is maybe we'll do the same here. We'll work our way through here and then come halfway down and then probably call it a day here. And I'm going to be back here tomorrow working on this car. Generally, I don't work the weekends, but, I just really, really want to get as much done on this car as we can right here. And if we can get the body work all squared away and straightened out, Jerome said he'll hit it with the machine. I really don't want to work the machine, honestly. Not right now. I'm just afraid of I don't want to get hurt. So, I'm just taking it easy. I don't want to, doctor's like, listen, it's like, you can go for surgery again if you want. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. He's like, so you better take it easy, Al. Trust me, even though you feel good, you're still healing and, you should be all ready to go. Probably from now, probably in the next 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 weeks, I should be 100%, which is awesome. I'm looking forward to it. But I want to ease myself into it. That's why I'm only working here out in this garage, every other day or so. But the wet sanding isn't too hard. It doesn't, I got to say, it's pretty easy, honestly. This is nothing. It doesn't require going crazy. So, man, I could just babble on. I don't know what it is. I guess when I'm out here every other day, I just store up so much energy. I just can't shut up. So what do you say? We'll just jump on this car, get as much done as we can, and then we'll go over to Joe's, okay? Give me a second. Let me set the camera up, and we'll get started. Let's hit this and see how it'll come out. I don't think it's... I got to tell you, I don't think it's so horrible. Don't get me wrong. I made that mistake. Let me get That's my fault. There's so much dust in here. I felt bad for Jerome. Jerome's like, well, I guess we'll be doing some wet sanding now. I'm like, I guess so. I said, no. I said, I'll do the wet sanding. Because I'm going to eventually paint the Trans Am. So we'll make all our mistakes on this car. And even the mistakes, they're really not terrible, honestly. because it was going to get wet sanded anyway. But it could have been lightly wet sanded, I guess. Pretty much. And Jerome said it too. He's like, you're gonna wet sand this car right out. So, and he kept telling me, let's just bring it over to the shop. We'll put it in the spray booth. We'll paint it. And I'm like, nope, I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. You guys see why, We're just a bunch of guys in a garage. Not everybody has access to a paint booth. So, to me, this is just old grassroots building a car. Oh, there's something else. I'm trying to catch up on all those, on all your comments. And I apologize, it's taking me forever, but I've been doing a lot of running around here and there trying to take care of other things. But I'm hoping, within the next day or two, maybe tonight. I don't know, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna take the Camaro out tonight, because it's a little chilly out, and you guys know me. I don't like the cold weather. I'm a warm weather person. So hopefully tonight I'll catch up on all those emails. Excuse me, on all the comments that you send in. And I tell you, I read those comments shortly after you send them in, but I just don't have the time at that minute to get back to all of you guys. And you know me, I eventually get back to every one of you guys, and I appreciate every comment that you send in. A lot of them, I have, something that's funny. I have to go over a comment with you guys that somebody sent in. I think I know these cars pretty well. Not the greatest, but I know a decent amount. I've done a lot of these cars through the years. But there's a lot of things that I don't know. A lot of things that I thought I knew very well that I really didn't. So I'm going to show you, if you guys remember this. I think it was Monday. We put the grill in. So I'm going to show you a comment that I got from somebody. And I got to tell you guys, I don't take those comments. I don't take anything personally. I really don't. If you have a better way of doing something and you see me doing it and you're like, oh, Al, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Shoot me a comment. Say, hey, I want you to try this. I always say, the person who thinks he knows everything, he hasn't even started. There's so much to learn in life. And I want to learn. That's why I want to do this here. I've painted so many cars. Not saying that they came out mint, but they came out pretty decent. And just in a little bit that Jerome showed us, I think the next car that gets painted, it's going to come out okay. Fingers crossed. Let me run this through. Let me run this down. Well, I can't say I'm disappointed. Little bit. I think I chased it pretty good with 1,000 right here. That's what I'm using on this right now, 1,000. I know you got a lot of you guys are like, what are you using 1,000 for? Because I just wanted to. There was a lot of dust in this, so I'm attacking it kind of aggressively. I know with 1,000. Yeah, that knocked it down really, really well. I mean, I still see some in there. I might hit it one more time, especially over here because I really didn't hit this much. So I'm going to hit this again, and then that's as far as I'm going to chase it. And then I'll take my time with the finer sandpaper as we move on up. So, and you can go in a crisscross pattern too, like this, if you want to. But the way I look at it, it's not going to really matter because we're going to hit this with a DA. And that's going to knock it down pretty well. You know what I have to compare? The paint that was used on this car. The name of it's Nason, and it's got some pretty good reviews. So I was talking to Jerome. Jerome's like, Al, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in that. I said, really? He's like, yep. And I got to tell you, just working with it, I don't know if you guys, way back in the day when lacquer was popular, you could paint lacquer in a dust storm. It was amazing. It just, it's just amazing. You wet sand anything out of it. It was, it, I thought it was the easiest paint to put on. This Nason, to me, is like lacquer on steroids. You you basically treat it the same way you treat lacquer. I think that's the best way to describe this paint. It's not expensive paint either. I think it's a great bang for your buck. Nason makes a pretty decent paint. From what I see so far, and what I heard about it, everybody's like, it's not bad. It's got a lot of good reviews. I'm not saying they're all, perfect reviews, but take a look at them. I think it's a good bang for your dollar. See, I'm not really going crazy. You don't see me really cranking down on this. I'm getting filthy. Just nice and easy. Let me try to get some of this off. So every time I say, yeah, that's it, I'm going to hit it, this is going to be the last time I'm going to hit it. It's because I'm doing it so lightly that I'm like, you know what, I could do it again. I'm just trying to take the bulk of this off. Let's see what we got going on now. Oh, that was terrible. Terrible. Here we go. A little bit. I think that's it on the 1,000 on this. I know I keep saying it, but this time I think I mean it. And I know, guys, generally I fast forward these when I wet sand because it's like, it's really like watching paint that's dried. Yeah, that's. I think I'm pretty good with this. Little touch here and there. I think I'm pretty good with it. Jerome's like, you can attack this more aggressively. But, I mean, if I don't have to take a lot of paint off, I'd rather not. I don't think you're going to see any of this stuff when it's all done. You might, if you stare at it, you might see something. But, and I guess, like I say, it was my fault. It's my fault why we got a lot of this dirt in here. But it's okay. All right. Now we're going to fast forward this, okay? Here we go. Let me show you something, guys. This is the panel that we cut this in. We cut it straight across here and changed this whole section. And I got to tell you, it's not perfect, but boy, you really got to stare at that. If I would have spent another day or two, I probably could have got it perfect. And I know you're probably like, why don't you spend the extra day or two? And it's, 2 days here, 2 days there before you know it, this build becomes such a long build. And we're still going to make this car nice. It's still going to be a nice looking car. It's not going to be perfect. But see, like right now you can see all the little tiny, I call them stars, but just those little things right there. I'm not going to chase it any further. 1,000, that's it. Now I'm going to start knocking it down. Once I do the whole car with 1,000, I'm going to go back and start knocking this back down. Like here, you can see I can come a little more right here. You know what? Let me what's saying that right there. I just want to hit that back piece because I didn't really spend any time on that. And then we'll move over to the other side. All right. We'll spend a little more time on this right here. Because if I can knock down most of it with 1,000, then we're just polishing it almost with 2,000. Just like here over. Let's see. I think we got most of it. I really do. When I say most of it, I'm gonna get a good bulk of it, knock it right down. But if I could find, here it is. Honestly, guys, these quarter panels, I'm not disappointed with them at all. Like I say, Jerome looked at me. He thought I was crazy. He's like, "You sure you want to paint this car black?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not that bad." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, the car's really not that, in my eyes, anyway." Other people might have looked at it and said, "I'm yanking the quarters off and changing them." I didn't think we needed to. I didn't think we needed to take the quarters off this car. And that becomes the whole Pandora's box right there. Once you start pulling the quarters off, then you just start digging deeper and deeper. Then you figure, you know what, while I'm in it, let me just change the outer wheelhouses. So I just did away with all that temptation. And I think we made something fairly straight. I really do. I think it's a pretty straight car. And that's all I'm looking to do. I'm just looking to make something I think this car's super presentable. I think that you could take this car to a show, park it. Not saying put it in the show. Like all the cars we build, you could bring them there, and people still walk around them and look at it and go, "Hey, that's a nice looking car." So, like I say, it's the blue collar guy, that type of car. All right, so this is done right here. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to go back and hit that. But not right now. What do you say we hit this quarter panel here? Let me get you up here. Give me a second. Let me bring you over here instead. Okay. I'm just trying to put you in a spot where I'm not in your way. So you know what that means. That means I'm probably going to be in your way. I'm going to start with the sail panel. Right up over here. And then we're only going to do along this body line right here, and that's it. And then we're going to call it a day. Then I want to go over something with you guys on a comment that somebody sent me. I'm back. A comment that somebody sent me. And I never take anything personally. I'm like a crash dummy. You can't hurt my feelings. But and it's something that nobody wants any a lot of people that they can't take. A lot of times people will take something. They'll send me a comment and they'll I hope I don't make you mad or whatever. You never make me mad, especially if you're trying to help me. You never make me mad. And this one person who sent in a comment, and I can't thank you enough. I really can't, because you taught me something. And I'm going to show you what he showed me. I'm going to show you what he sent me. Not what he sent me, but what he was talking about. And I got to tell you, I'll show you as soon as I'm done with this. Maybe we'll fast forward this so we can get right to that, because you know me, I'm like squirrel. I forget everything. So, you know what? What do you say we fast forward this so we can get to that part? Okay, here we go. Whew. Hey guys, I got to tell you, that little trick with the soap in the bottle, it allows you to really get so much more wet sanding done. It just carries the water longer. And every now and then I just dip this little block into the water just to clean it, and you just keep moving along. Years ago, I used to use, well, not years ago, just up until recently, I would take a water bottle and I would fill it up, a plastic water bottle, and I'd poke a hole in the end of it, in the cap, and I would just sit here and I would wet sand and I would just let it run down. And that's another way you can do it. You just sit there. Let me see if I can have it. It's something like this here. I would poke a tiny hole in there, and then I would just run it along like this. And then you have a bucket next to you because you're going to want to clean the pad off, and you just dunk it in there and you just keep going. That's what I used to do, and it used to work. It actually works really well. And Jerome's like, why don't you just take some water, put it in a bottle, put a little bit of soap in there. He's like, you'd be surprised how long it lasts. You'll go a long way with it. It's like, wow. He's like, but you got to keep cleaning the paper. Let's see how we're doing with this so far. You guys got a better view than I do right now. What do you think so far? A little bit here and there, but hey. Okay, got to wet sand a little more. That's all right. This right here, I didn't spend a lot of time, right? You can see the spots where you don't. Here, let me show you. Hold on. You can see the spots where you don't spend a lot of time. Let me get you off of here, right here. Hold on. You see right here, it's like orange peel. A lot of the orange peel is going away, but there's a lot of these dimples in there. Because I didn't hit it really, I'm not attacking it really hard. I'm just going over it nice and easy, nice and easy. I'd rather go over it nice and easy 3 or 4 times than like try to get really aggressive 1 or 2 times. So let's see what we can do. And then from here, I'll tell you what the comment was that somebody sent in. And we'll finish this off right here. If we can get this done from here to here, and from here, I want to do the top of this. And it shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to get this. I'm going to change the paper, though. Give me a second. We'll change this. And then we'll keep tooting along. There we go. That'll keep me going right there. We'll just have to keep dipping it, cleaning the pad. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Here we go. All right, guys. Fast forwarded through all of that. I couldn't put you through it. Here's where we are right here. You can still see there's little speckles here and there, but this is just 1,000. I'm going to knock it down a little bit more. I'm not going to do it today. This is pretty much the end of the day, but it'll get there. We'll get all these out. I'm not going super aggressive. I'm hitting it nice and easy, a little bit at a time. So we got this done here. This side's pretty much done. We got to come back. Like I say, when it's done, it's not done. It's just, we're pretty much done hitting it with 1,000, and then I think we could start up, like, getting a little more finer and finer. But here's something I wanted to tell you guys. I've done a tremendous amount of these cars. I know these cars very well. I don't know everything about them, but I know them very well. I started putting these cars together when I was a teenager. And, last Monday, if you remember, I put the grill stiffener in. I'm like, this is the way it goes. So I had somebody send me a comment. They're like, Al, I think you put the grill stiffener in wrong. And I'm like, I don't know, And I'm always willing to learn. I want to try to learn at least one thing every day. I want to try to learn something. So he had sent it to me. So what I done was I actually looked into it. And I was 100% incorrect. I'm dead wrong. Don't install your upper grill support, the grill stiffener. Don't install it the way I installed it. I put it in upside down. And I put this piece of tape right here to remind me to tell you guys. All right? Because, I try, the little bit that I know, I always try to share with anybody I can share. If it helps you and it makes it easier for you, why would I not want to tell you? But I don't want to tell you something if I'm wrong, and I'm wrong. So this grill stiffener right here, this is supposed to be on the top. So basically, this is supposed to be flipped upside down. This is upside down the way it is here. I'm not taking it out. It's staying there. That's the way I've done it. I can't tell you how many hundreds of cars I put them in upside down. And this will be the last one that I do the wrong way. So this is it right here. But I can't thank you enough for helping me out by sending that comment and telling me, Al, you knucklehead, you put it in upside down. Anytime, if you see me doing something, you see me doing it wrong, and you think there's a better way, by all means, tell me. I don't get insulted. I really don't. I want to learn. And thank you so much. I try to share the little bit that I know. I try to share with you guys. And thank you for sharing the things that you know with me. I appreciate it. So this is pretty much the end of the day. Game plan for tomorrow. I'm going to finish hitting this again. I'll finish hitting this again. And then we're going to take the spoiler off. And we're going to do all this up here. And we're going to work our way forward. Once we get everything done with 1,000, then we got to start this whole thing all over again. But I'm not going to bore you to death with that, okay? I'll get you guys in bits and pieces. This way you kind of see what's going on, and I keep you posted on how far we're getting with patches. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a ride over to Joe's. We'll take a look at Lucky. We'll see how Lucky's coming out. And the thing is, the person who took Lucky apart's not there anymore. So I want to put the car back together. The front nose pieces off the car, the grill, like the grill area, the front bezels and everything, that's all off the car. I want to assemble that. I'm going to talk to Joe later. I want to assemble that before the car's painted, because I want it painted on the car because it's all jammed out. Because I want all the bolts painted the same color. So I want to make it, all together, paint the whole thing. And I think it's just going to be a better look. So you know me, I could babble on forever. If you want, take a ride with me over to Joe's. We go check out Lucky. We'll work on that Chrysler. Yeah, I know. It's like, Al, you're working on that Chrysler. We're Chevy guys. We're going to work on that. We're going to get that done. We're going to call it a day. And then we're going to go over the sweet rides that you guys have. But I'll probably do that when I get home. All right? I'm not going to do it over at Joe's. We'll go over the sweet rides you have in my man shed. And then I'll tell you guys who the winner is of the half-inch impact gun, okay? All righty. So here we go. All right, guys, we made it to Joe's. Here's the car. It's that 68 Plymouth Fury Sport. Nice little car, it really is. Nice little car. Nice big car. So this is what we're doing. I had put this on yesterday. This is all the old stuff right there. And around to the other side over here. It gets a lot of trim. It gets the trim that comes around the back glass. It gets this trim here. It gets a lot of trim on here. So what we're going to try to get done, we're not going to get, well, we'll see how far we can go because I want to put the front bumper on. Maybe today we'll see. But this is the problem I'm running into. Let me see if I could find it. Okay. This is a piece of trim that goes right here, in that place right there. Right in here, actually. This is where it goes. And it gets these clips. But a lot of them are missing. And this is what I'm thinking about doing. See these clips right here? They fit right there. And they're in line. That's not so bad. The thing is, on the back, which is this, it's missing all of it. So this will go, this is for the other side. Let's see. Oh, actually, I think that's this side right here. That's this side. So what I want to do is, see a lot of them missing right here. But the long pieces, they're good. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the pieces off the long pieces. I'm going to put them on the small pieces here. And the reason why I want to do that is because I could just roll up the window on this car and get to the bolts underneath here and just screw it down all along the way. To do it here, I have to take the interior. I have to take the side panel off. So I'm going to go with the push-in ones in the back, and the front ones we're going to screw them in. And this way that'll leave us enough to get this all done. So that's a game plan anyway. So I'm not going to bore you to death, okay? Because I know it's a Chrysler, I get it. But I think we're going to be here, and then right after this, we'll go check out Lucky. And we'll see. I already spoke to Joe. Joe's going to assemble it and paint it with the bolts and everything, so he's going to take care of all that. I told him how I wanted it. So he was like, yeah, not a problem, Al. So we're going to work on this for a little bit. I'm going to stop babbling. Try to take care of as much as we can. We're not going to stay here long. Then we're going to go past Lucky. We're going to go check out Lucky. And then we're going to check out some of the sweet rides that you guys sent in. But I'll do that from my man cave at home. Okay? So here we go. Set you up. Well, this is where I'm working. Let me put you here. Yeah, so if we can use these in place of those, then we can just snap the rear ones in. Well, this one's broken, so this one's no good anyway. No, actually, this one's not bad. Oh, no, it's broken. You know, let me go get my pliers. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, this is no good. We'll pull this out. You can get it out. Now it's just coming apart. Well, that's garbage right there. It's all rusted out. From here, if we can get, I want to save as much as we can because we need these. No, come on. We got this. Just doesn't know it yet. There. I'm going to leave the front one where it is, because I don't know if I'll be able to get to it with that vent window. We got that. We just got to get these in place now. Do this. Okay, guys. Just want to show you what we're doing. I put tape on here, so I knew where to put the bolts. Right along in there. I kept the original clip up front over there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some caulking on there so it doesn't leak, and then we'll screw it in. I'll roll up the window, we'll screw it in from the bottom, and then we're just going to move on to the back and work our way around the car. And if that's as far as we get, that's as far as we get. But I think we're going to get a little bit further than that. All right, so let me set you up right over here, I guess. I just want to make sure it doesn't leak. When the trim is on, you know what? Let me do this. Because you know what happens. You end up getting it all over the door. Hey guys, sorry, the battery went dead as soon as I started this. So I had to wait to charge this while the battery was charging. I got the chrome trim on around there. You know, this I did yesterday. This is done. All this trim is on right here. I have the tape on there because I corked it. I used it's like a silicone. It's not. It's like this stuff right here. Seam sealer. So I seam sealed all the holes. I don't know if I showed you there was holes along there, so I seam sealed it. So I just pulled this down just to make sure it was nice and tight. Put the wipers on. The rest, I actually got the rest of this trim on right over here. This trim here, that trim over there. And the rest of this. Not a lot. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. This car will get done. So I'm figuring maybe another couple more hours. I'm going to stop right now because it's Friday. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to take my car out or not. So this is where we are right now with the Fury Sport. The car's so big I got to stand a block away just to get the whole thing in. But that's pretty much it. So now what I want to do is I want to take a walk over and we're going to go check out Lucky. And I already spoke to Joe. The front end's off of it. The fenders are on and the hood and everything. But the front pieces and the headlight bezels, they're not on. I said, do me a favor, you can paint them and then install everything. This way, the bolts and everything are painted. So that's it. So what do you say we take a walk over and we go check it out? Let me see. I don't even know if anybody's around. Check this out. All right, so the guys are eating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to walk around where Lucky is, and I'm going to show you how it's coming out. All righty? I'll be right back. But before we go over there, check this out. Pretty cool. All right, now let's go see where Lucky is. This place is pretty big. There it is. did a decent amount of work to this car. We put the patch panel in over here, the fenders, a couple of things here and there. But here it is jammed. Here's the color. Pretty color. Doors are all jammed out. Oh, wait a minute. And this is what I want AX Joe to do. To jam this, clean it up, and install the front bezels and the bottom valance and the grill support. Install that. And the reason why I wanted to do that is jam it and then put it together and then paint the whole thing is, you see the way the bolts are painted? I want that to be the same. I want it to be painted as well. So there's the motor. So Lucky's getting there. He said probably Monday or Tuesday it'll be painted, and we can get it back, and we can get it back to the shop, back to the little garage, and we can start putting it together so Glenn can start enjoying it. But it's a cool little car, right? Super clean. So this is pretty much for this. I'm going to put the tools back in my truck. I'm going to head home, and then we'll sit down and we're going to go over some of the sweet rides that you guys sent in, okay? So, see you in a little bit. All right, guys. Back at the house in my little man cave. It's not dinner time yet, so I figured let me come out here really quick. Let's go over some of the cool rides that you guys sent in. And I'm going to show you towards the end. I'm going to show you my 69 Camaro and my brother's Box Nova. Back in the day, we were getting ready to go to the track that day. And after that, I'm going to show you Mr. Wilson, the progress he's making on his Camaro, his 67 Rally Sport Camaro. All right, so what do you say we just jump right into this? Here we go. Thank you very much. Some pretty cool rides out there. I can't thank you guys enough for sharing your rides and your projects and all the things that you have with everybody here. I think it's pretty wild. So this is pretty much it. It's the end of the week. It's Friday, and I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope you had a great Friday. You guys are going to be tired, I'm sure, because we did a lot of traveling today. We went to the little garage, worked on a car, went over to Joe's, worked on another car, took a look at Lucky, and now we're back over here. Like I say, every Friday night, I haven't really been pushing the car show, but now you're going to start to see me, when I post these videos, every now and then I'm going to put in, hey, don't forget to send a picture of your rides, okay? But that's pretty much it. Now what I want to do is, let's go over Mr. Wilson's car, all right? And he's making some pretty good progress. Joe had painted that car years ago. I hung all the panels on the car, and Mr. Wilson's putting that car together, and he's doing a beautiful job. So what do you say we take a look? Here we go. Yeah, Mr. Wilson's doing a pretty good job on that car, huh? I can't wait for him to start driving it. I'm hoping by next week he'll be driving it. Maybe we can get our cars out and just go hang out with some of our friends. But that's pretty much it. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hold on a second. We have to go over who won this half-inch impact gun. The person who won this gun is Brent Keith. right there. Brent Keith, 5030. That's yours right there. Congratulations. And all you have to do is just go to my email. It's on, if you go to the descriptions on the bottom. Go to my email and just shoot me a name, your address, and I'll mail it out to you. I'll probably mail it out sometime, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, because I just have a lot of running around to do this week. So congratulations. It's a cool gun. I got to say, listen. This gun right here, I got to say, it was a lot more powerful than I thought it was. So congratulations, and as always, I appreciate you watching. And we'll see. I always try to get these review tools and things like that as giveaways. I'm like, you know what? Why not? Why not review it and give it away for somebody who can use it? All right. So now that's it. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys take care of yourselves and have an awesome weekend.